Welcome to the online session of Basic Electronics. I'm Ami Patel from LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology, and in this video lecture I'm going to discuss one more BJT biasing technique, that is the collector feedback bias techniques. In the previous video of this chapter I had discussed the fixed bias circuit, and now this is one more biasing circuit. So these are the contents I'm going to discuss in this particular video. First we will start with the collector feedback bias circuit diagram. Then we will do the DC analysis of this collector feedback bias circuit. Then we will see one example of collector feedback bias circuit. And next we will see the stabilization of Q point in this collector feedback bias circuit. And at last we will see what are the advantages and disadvantages of this particular biasing circuit. So let us begin. This is the circuit diagram for the collector feedback bias circuit. You can see over here, this is an improvement over the base bias or the fixed bias circuit which we had discussed in the previous video of this chapter. You can see over here this base resistance RB is connected to the collector. In the previous biasing circuit, that is a fixed bias circuit, this base resistor was connected to the VCC. Instead of connecting it to the VCC, we have now made change in this particular biasing circuit is this base resistance is now connected to the collector and not to the VCC. And due to that, what will happen? The current which is flowing in the collector terminal is IC, and the current which is flowing in the base terminal is nothing but IB, that is given over here. So whatever current which is flowing through the RC, this resistor is given by IC plus IB. This you have to keep in mind while doing the DC analysis. And the voltage between the collector and emitter terminal is this. Voltage between the base and emitter terminal is given by VBE. So we will now do the analysis of this collector feedback bias circuit, and we will find out the coordinates of quiescent point. And for that, what we will do? First we will find out IB, that is the base current, by applying the KVL into the base loop. Then from this, the equation of IB, I will calculate the IC, because IC is equal to beta IB. And at last we will apply the KVL into the collector loop and we will calculate VCE. This is how we will calculate IC and VCE, and that is the Q point coordinates, and that is called the quiescent point coordinates. Let us begin the DC analysis of collector feedback bias circuit, and for that, for reference, this collector feedback bias circuit is shown over here again. So first we will derive the expression for IB, that is the base current, and for that we will apply KVL in base loop. For that I will draw the base loop again. Base loop will be from VCC to ground through this particular path. So I am drawing that circuit again, that is from VCC we will have one resistor, that is RC, that is connected to the collector of BJT. This is a collector terminal, and this RB is connected from this collector terminal to the base. This is RB, and this emitter terminal is being grounded. So this is VCC, this current is IC plus IB, and this current is IB. So if we disconnect this terminal, then also it's okay. We are applying the KVL in this particular path. So let us write the equation for KVL. That is VCC minus the drop across this RC, that is RC into IC plus IB, minus drop across this RB, that is minus RB into IB, and we will consider the drop across this base to ammeter junction, that is minus VBE is equal to 0. Now we know that we actually are finding the IB, that is the base current, and we know that IC is equal to beta IB. So I will replace this IC with the beta IB and I will rewrite this equation again. Then I will get VCC minus RC beta IB plus IB minus RB into IB minus VBE is equal to 0. Now we will make this IB as the subject. Then we will have this VCC and VBE, that is VCC minus VBE. We will consider that the terms containing IB we are sending on the right hand side, and the coefficient of this IB will be from this RC into 1 plus beta, this will be beta DC plus RB. So from this equation we can find out the value of IB. So this is the equation of IBQ. This is called the quiescent base current, that is the DC current which is flowing through the base terminal. Now we will find out the expression for IC. IC is equal to beta IB. So I can write that ICQ is equal to beta, this will be the beta DC into the equation of this IB. So it will be VCC minus VBE divided by RC into 1 plus, this will be beta DC plus RB. So this is the equation for ICQ. So we have calculated one of the coordinate of quiescent point, that is ICQ. Now in the DC analysis, next we will find out the expression for VCEQ, that is the voltage across this collector and emitter terminal, and for that we will apply KVL in collector loop, and collector loop is this, and this collector loop I am drawing again for reference. Base terminal is kept open, this is RC, and current flowing through this RC is IC plus IB, and this voltage is VCE, and here for quiescent value I will write VCEQ. So apply KVL in collector loop, we can write this is the VCC, VCC minus RC into IC plus IB minus VCEQ is equal to 0. Now just to make VCEQ as the subject, we have equation VCC minus RC into IC plus IB. We have already calculated IC as well as IB in the previous slide. So putting that value over here, we can calculate the VCQ. We have calculated this quiescent point coordinates, that is VCEQ and ICQ. So we have now done the DC analysis of collector feedback bias circuit. Now we will see that how Q point stabilization is achieved in this collector feedback bias circuit. So factors that affect stability of Q point, that includes the beta DC and ICO, and this is varying because the variation in the temperature. ICO is the reverse saturation current flowing through the reverse bias junction, and here the reverse bias junction will be the base to collector junction. Now what happens? We know this equation that IC is equal to beta DCIB plus ICEO. This is the reverse saturation current flowing from collector to emitter, and ICEO can be written as 1 plus beta ICBO. So this is the reverse saturation current which is flowing through the collector to base reverse bias junction. Now, as the temperature increases, what happens? Due to that, the increase in the beta DC and ICEO, that is the reverse saturation current, takes place, and due to this increase, the ICE increases. From this equation we can say. Now, as IC increasing, the voltage drop across RC, that is IC into RC, will be there. So as the ICs increases, the voltage drop across this collector resistance is going to increase, and due to increase in this voltage drop across the collector resistance, we can say that VCE decreases, because we have collector loop something like this. This is ground, this is emitter, this is collector, this is RC, and the current flowing through is IB plus IC, and as this IC increases, the voltage drop across this is going to increase, because the voltage drop includes RC multiplied by IC. So this voltage is going to increase as this VCC is constant. So voltage across this particular loop is going to be constant. This is VCE. So as this voltage drop increases, we can say this VCE is going to decrease, and as this VCE going to decrease, due to that the IB going to decrease, because IB is the current flowing through this base terminal. That can be drawn again over here like this. This is the emitter terminal, this is collector. So this voltage is VCE, this is plus, this is minus, this base resistance is connected over here, that is RB, and here this current flowing is IB. So we can write, this is VE, so we can write the voltage drop across collector and emitter, that is VCE, is equal to IB RB, that is a voltage drop across this RB, plus VBE. So we can write from here that VCE is equal to IB RB plus VBE, and from this equation we can make this IB is equal to VCE minus VBE divided by RB. So from that we can say as VCE decreases, IB decreases, and as IB is decreasing, we have one more equation, that IC is equal to beta IB. IB decreases, ultimately IC also decreases. So increase in the collector current due to the increase in the temperature and variation in this beta and reverse saturation current is being compensated now. So ultimately, due to this circuit arrangement, IC is going to reduce at last. So compensation for increase in the IC is being achieved. So as IB decreases, IC, that is a beta IB, also decreases, then compensation for initial increase in the IC is being achieved. Now we will see one of the example for the collector feedback bias circuit, and for that you are asked to calculate this Q point coordinates, that is IC and VC, and you are given this circuit diagram. Over here this VCC is given by 20 volt, RC, that is resistances, are given, and the voltages and currents are shown with the red color. Beta DC is also given, that is 100. So we will follow the same steps which we had done in the DC analysis. So first we will calculate the base current, then we will calculate the collector current, and at last we will calculate the VCE. So let us begin. So step 1 is to apply KVL in the base loop. So what is the base loop? This is the base loop shown, that is from VCC to ground through the RB. And now we will apply KVL in this base loop to find out the value of IB. And the KVL will be like this: VCC minus drop across this RC, that is RC into IB plus IC, minus the drop across this RB, that is minus RB IB minus VBE. This is equal to 0. We will put IC is equal to beta IB in this particular equation, and we will have next this equation, that is VCC minus RC into IB plus just IC is kept or replaced with the beta IB minus RB IB minus VB is equal to 0. Now we will make this IB as the subject, and we will get this equation, that is VCC minus VBE divided by RC into 1 plus beta plus RB. Now putting the value of all these terms, that is VCC is 20 volt, VBE, that is the base to emitter junction, is forward bias, and this is considering silicon transistor, we will put VBE is equal to 0.7 volt. Dear student, this VBE will not be given anywhere in the data, so you have to just place the value of VBE as 0.7 only. And RC is this 4.7K. And beta is given, that is 100, and RB is given 470K. So that is kept over here, and if we do the calculation, then we are getting the base current of 20.43 microampere. Remember that base current will be mostly in the microampere only, because base current is very small. Now we will calculate IC from the IB, and IC is equal to beta IB, and beta is 100, and from that 2.043 milliampere. IC will be in the milliampere, and the value of collector current is higher, very high than that of the base current, that you have to remember. Now we will apply the KVL in the collector loop, and this is a collector loop, that is from VCC to ground, and we will calculate the VCE. So applying the KVL, we will get VCC minus drop across this RC, that is RC into IC plus IB, minus this VCE. So minus VCE, just to make this VCE as the subject, we have VCC minus RC into IC plus IB. We have all these values because IC and IB already we have calculated. RC is given and VCC is given. Putting its value, we will get the VCE is 10.30 volt. Quiescent point coordinates are calculated, that is this VCEQ, IC. Now we will discuss the advantages of collector feedback bias circuit. So as compared to the fixed bias circuit, which we had discussed in the previous video of this chapter, we have seen that there is an improvement in the stability, and it needs only just one power supply. And the advantages of all this negative feedback are obtained over here. Now disadvantages of collector feedback bias circuit, and in that we have poor thermal stability for small value of collector resistance, and the circuit design becomes complicated. Voltage gain is reduced due to the negative feedback, and the Q point stability is not as good as expected. So these are the disadvantages of collector feedback bias circuit. With this, I am ending this session over here. Thank you.